Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is Funko's Legacy Collection, The Rocketeer, in 4 minutes or less. Funko's Legacy Collection Rocketeer is 6.5 inches at the top of his helmet fin, which puts him on the high side of the 6-inch figure scale. He fits in nicely with NECA's movie figures like RoboCop and Batman, but he seems a bit too tall when compared to Marvel Legends or DC Direct. Why is this important? Because scale is important. If I'm going to have both the Rocketeer and a World War II era Captain America in my collection, I'm going to need to pose them in crossover scenes, punching out bad guys and standing in front of American flags. The height and build difference on these two figures is just a little bit too far off to sell the illusion. Cliff looks like he's closer to 6'6" than 6'4". I mean, come on! Funko did their homework and produced a wonderfully detailed sculpt from the rocket pack activator switch on his glove to the piece of gum stuck to the pack itself. All the tiny vents are accounted for, and he's got wrinkles in all the right places. Funko made the interesting choice to go with swappable heads instead of a removable helmet. I'm going to assume they wanted to preserve the aesthetics of the Cliff Secord head instead of trying to make a helmet that would be large enough to accommodate his 1930s hairstyle. That said, I don't know whose head that is included with the figure because it is not Cliff Secord. The sculpt might have looked fine in the prototype stage, but once the paint was applied to these things, good luck finding one that looks like it has a soul or binocular vision. Hopefully, wherever you find this figure, they'll have more than one in stock so you can pick the best one, but either way, expect to keep that helmet on for good. Articulation on this figure is good and bad. Funko again made some choices in the interest of preserving the look of the figure while sacrificing some posability. He has a double hinged neck, which does give him some ability to look up, but not enough. He has an ab crunch, but the front panel of his coat prevents him from crunching very far. He lacks a bicep cut swivel, but he does have a rotating elbow joint. A rotating single-jointed elbow joint. But on the positive side, they included wrist pivot and rotation, double hinged knees, and ankle rockers. Paint apps look good but are heavy. The color and detail look great, but any subtlety of wash is lost due to the amount of paint that has been applied. It even fills in some of the details of the sculpt in places, and on my figure in particular, the paint is so thick that I seem to have stuck thigh swivels that I'm probably going to have to boil and pop to get them to loosen up without tearing. Know what I'm saying? There's way more right with this figure than there is wrong. The gold of his helmet, the silver of the rocket pack, the weathering of his pistol, or just the fact that this figure exists. The movie came out in 1991, and the first figure produced that wasn't a bendy figure or a shampoo bottle was Medicom's 12-inch scale Real Action Hero figure, released in 2003, but good luck getting that figure or the successive 2.0 and 2.5 releases for less than $200. The 3 3/4 inch figure that came out in 2014 as part of Funko and Super 7's Reaction line was the first posable figure in that scale and only ran $10. Between that 2014 figure and this 6-inch scale figure, it's nice to finally have a few legit, affordable Rocketeer figures that are true to the original designs. If you're a fan of the film or the Dave Stevens graphic novel the film was based on, a fan of 6-inch figures in general, or you just love some old-school action-adventure science fiction, then this figure is a must-have. So if you see it, buy it, and if you see two, leave one for the next collector.